a card skimmer found at another gas station, this time in Cape Coral. I'm Deborah Souverain, and I've been talking to a lot of people here. Many of them tell me they've been here since around 1 o'clock in the morning. In fact, I have one person here that I did want you guys to hear from. Her name is Barbara, and she's been here since about 4:30. Barbara, why did you get here so early? Good morning, Chris and Jane. Residents who are still dealing with flooding in Bonita Springs say they're worried that this may become the new normal. Here, residents had to actually set up this caution tape just to outline the road because at one point it was completely underwater. Now, right now, we're just east of I-75 in a community Unity Charter School in Fort Myers, and the child's mother tells me she's furious because she later found out that her son reported this incident to his teacher multiple times, and the teacher still took 5 days to report it to higher ups. Now take a look. And I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a loud sound of croaking frogs in the background, and it's all because of all of this right here that's surrounding me. All of this still water. I'm actually standing in someone's front yard. It doesn't look like it right now, but you can see when I take a few steps back, the water just gets deeper and deeper. Now, this home is, people living here and around this neighborhood are seeing a lot of this, and residents weren't only dealing with the water here, they also were hit with high winds. Amen, Patrick. The roads are beginning to flood a bit in this neighborhood, but as you can see, cars are still able to get through. But what people are really talking about here is the wind gust that came through this area. I just want to give our photographer time to take a step back so that you guys can get a view of this tree. This thing is absolutely massive, and it gives you an idea of just how strong the winds were that came through this area. I mean, just take a look at the base of this tree here, the diameter. It's huge, these roots. It gives you an idea of how strong those wind gusts were. Now, this home was just on our way to another home in this area that saw some wind damage. We want to show you that video right now. You'll see that a lanai screen at that home was completely destroyed, parts of it falling into the pool there. Now, the homeowner at that home didn't want to go on camera with us, but they tell us that that damage was indeed caused by high winds that went through the area. Also, some uprooted trees in front of that home. We spoke to someone who lives next door. He says he went on a lunch, came back, and saw the damage.
At lunch, I mean, the wind had picked up to a pretty good speed. I'm not certain if it was just strictly wind damage or possibly a tornado.
Now, there haven't been any confirmed tornadoes touching down in this area, but I did get a chance to check in with our chief meteorologist, Derek Beasley. He tells me there were reports of wind gusts of up to 45 to 55 miles per hour in Lee County. And as you can see behind me, those winds definitely came through here. Reporting live in Fort Myers, Deborah Souverain, Fox 4, in your corner. And there's still a few hot spots in this area we want to show you, just one that we've spotted so far. Now, I want to give you a scope of how big this fire was. It burned through about 75 acres, and you can see around me where all the trees are pretty much torched. You can see just some of the damage that was done here, and just look and see how close it got to the homes here. Right outside of the evacuation perimeter off of Davis Boulevard, and this has been the scene for hours now as many people aren't able to get to their homes. But you can see that it's definitely still a long line here, and these people are just waiting to get into another line once they get closer to. Now, a source close to the investigation tells us she still had zip ties around her wrist when she escaped. Now, these are the individuals that detectives want you to look out for. Just to give you guys some perspective of how deep the water is in some areas, this is actually a parking lot, and right over here is a car practically underwater. If that comes over 10 feet possibly.
My boat floats. My boat floats. I'm going to be on top of it. If you need a ride, I'll ride over to your house and give you a lift to work.
I can't believe you're smiling right now and making light of it.
That's a boat. I mean, we're going to float. No matter how deep the water gets,
Is there any point, at any point, do you think you might change your mind and leave? And now you heard from him. He does not plan to leave this area at all. He tells me there's nothing that could possibly make him leave his boat. We tried to plead with him, explaining the dangers with storm surge. He didn't seem to be too concerned with that. And that's what county officials tell us is the deadly factor here. In addition to the violent winds that we'll see, it's the storm surge. In some areas, it could reach up to 10 feet. And that's why officials are urging people, if you're not in a safe place, find a place that you can stay as soon as you can, because as you can see, conditions here are starting to pick up a little bit. It started to rain just a few minutes ago. I didn't even have time to put my jacket on, so things are definitely starting to progress. We're starting to see some of the impacts from Hurricane Irma. Reporting live in Street, this is near Bonita Beach Road, and I'm standing here on a piece of plywood. The residents that live in this home had to actually put this here in order to get inside. And I'm going to give our photographer Tom some time to step down, and as we show you what the inside of this home looks like, and as we walk in, you'll notice that they had to put down not only just this piece of plywood, but these bricks here in order to make their way inside of their home. These sandbags, the residents that live here tell me they did absolutely nothing to stop these floodwaters from seeping into the house. This area that we're walking in is the kitchen area. You know, Patrick, we got here about 10 minutes ago, and if people are expecting to come to the North Fort Myers Academy of Arts, you should probably head to another shelter. Pan, if we give my photographer some time to pan over, you see these people are being turned away. The school here reached capacity, as I said, when we got here about 10 minutes ago. Currently, there's about 2,500 people inside. You can see this gentleman here, National Guardsman. He's going car to car, informing people that this shelter is no longer available. They have reached capacity. In fact, the principal told me that he had already reached capacity, but was still allowing more people to come in. But at this point, there are just too many people inside. And in fact, I have two people here that were just turned away, Bob and Ethel. Tell me, what's the plan now, guys?
Okay. Well, our next plan, I guess, to go to the list you're going to give us for the...
Amy and Patrick, it looks like I'm standing in a canal right now. This is actually a neighborhood. We're right off of Bonita Beach Road and Quinn Street. And residents here tell me that they just got done dealing with the flooding from 2 weeks ago when we saw that heavy rainfall. And they're telling me they just started to get their lives back on track, starting to clean out their homes. And after Hurricane Irma ripped through, now they're dealing with up to 3 feet of flooding in some areas. Now, we're not going to go too far back because it's dark right now and it's dangerous to even be in this water. That's why I have on these waders. But people living here tell me this is a complete tragedy. Cars stalled on the road in Bonita Springs. Water flowing over Bonita Beach Road, leaving this community underwater after Hurricane Irma ripped through Southwest Florida. Jefferson Garcia lives back here. The only way home now is by kayak.
You were just lucky to be alive, you know?
So we've gone through maybe 3 blocks already in total devastation. I mean, you can see things. That's a couch that was probably inside of someone's home. That's a chair, another couch. This is really, really, I don't even have words. That car practically submerged. And this is a community that just dealt with flooding 2 weeks ago. You're helping me out. You let me come out here on your canoe. How is it just to see this?
Just saddening, you know. After a while, it starts to sink in the real thought that this is real, and we lost a lot of our stuff. Now we got to start from scratch, but just waiting for this water to go down.
In some parts, the water is waist deep. We're gonna try to get out to give you guys a better look at just how deep this water is in some communities. But some of the homes were built up a little bit higher, so they were a bit better off. Like this one, for instance, you can see the water is maybe up to 1 inch or 2, but then you have other homes like this one right next to it where there's probably 3 feet of water inside.
We saw the worst, but you know, it's only material objects, so as long as we're living, that's the best.
You know, it was really eerie going down this road in a kayak with Jefferson, and I asked him what he plans to do next. He tells me that now he's staying with family and friends until they find a solution. They're not sure how long it's going to take for these waters to recede. The last time it flooded here, it took about a week. So these people here just dealing with another blow, this time from Hurricane Irma. Reporting in Bonita Springs, Deborah Souverain, Fox 4, in your corner. Green fence here, you'll notice it's fenced in and locked because city officials do not want residents getting anywhere near this soil here, and this is what they're going to be testing. Now, this area was used as a dumping site in the 60s, and 10 years ago they found higher than normal levels of arsenic. And I'm moving around because we want to show you this community, and the reason why it's so concerning to residents because there are dozens of homes around here. Jeremy's story is like thousands of others who come to Florida for help only to be caught up in someone's money-making scheme. If you'd like more information on sober homes or how to find one for a loved one, click on this story on our website, fox4now.com. In studio, Deborah Souverain, Fox 4, in your corner.